Our gut is such a crucial part of our overall health. It affects our mood, our energy levels, and obviously our digestion. I've been sharing on my last couple of episodes about the gut healing journey that I've personally been on. A huge part of it has been eliminating grains from my diet, which I go into in a lot more detail on my last episode. But now that I have reached this foundational level of gut health, I have been able to start utilizing some tools to help me reach even higher levels of health and vitality. And one of those tools is this Reuteri yogurt. It has been such a game-changing piece in my gut health journey, and thankfully it's delicious too. So I'm really excited to share more about this magical yogurt with you guys and show you exactly how I make it at home. Okay, so what is Reuteri? Lactobacillus reuteri. It's a really beneficial bacteria that's found naturally in our GI system. It aids in anti-inflammation, it helps heal our gut barrier, and honestly, like most of the bacteria in our gut, it has all kinds of good qualities that scientists don't necessarily even fully understand yet. But the point is, we need it, and it's really helpful if you're particularly interested in healing your gut. I first learned about Reuteri from the book Super Gut, which I would highly recommend if you have sluggish digestion or other GI issues, especially if you think that you might have SIBO, which stands for small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. It's actually way more common than most people realize, and the book Super Gut really dives deep into how to heal SIBO. This yogurt is a really key part of that journey. Okay, so I wondered, is it just as good to buy store-bought yogurt that's labeled as having live active probiotics? From my research, there's definitely some amount of live probiotics found in this yogurt, but honestly, comparing store-bought yogurt to this homemade Reuteri yogurt is like comparing a small house kitten to a large roaring lion. There are a few similarities, but they're really two totally separate beasts. And here is why. Conventional yogurt typically cooks for only about 4 hours and then requires thickening agents to make it get thick and not watery. Our homemade Reuteri yogurt actually cooks at a lower 100-degree temperature for 36 hours, which just gives the bacteria in the yogurt so much more, like what is that, 6 times more time to propagate. And all of these billions of probiotics then have an opportunity to colonize the gut, which is a very good thing for our gut health. Before this recipe, I had never made homemade yogurt before. And if you'd asked me, I probably would have said that it sounded intimidating and just like something I really didn't have time for in my life. But after buying this like $35 yogurt maker, I'm seriously asking why I never did this before. Homemade yogurt could not be simpler. It's a small handful of ingredients. The yogurt that it yields is so delicious, and obviously it has massive gut health benefits that we're not getting from the yogurt that we buy at the store. So today I'm gonna show you how to make the classic Reuteri yogurt using whole milk and a little half and half, because I like that richness that's a little more close to like a Greek yogurt consistency. And then for all my dairy-free friends, we are going to make a coconut version using coconut milk and no dairy at all. And yes, I was actually really surprised to learn that studies show that the coconut non-dairy version has just as many beneficial probiotic benefits as the dairy version. So you're still getting all of those gut healing benefits, even if you opt to go dairy-free. For the original Reuteri yogurt, we are going to use a probiotic. This is our starter. Once you've made one batch, you can use the whey to make future batches. And then we're also going to use inulin. This is a prebiotic fiber that's going to feed the probiotics and make this yogurt even more impactful for our guts. First, we're going to make a slurry, which is basically just combining the thicker ingredient with just a little bit of our milk. And we do that so that everything incorporates and you don't get clumps. We are going to use whole milk. I love to buy this A2 milk, which is a little easier for our stomachs to digest. Then we'll add our other liquid and we'll be ready to add it to the yogurt maker. It's actually that simple. For our coconut yogurt, I'm going to use a can of coconut milk, a little bit of agar-agar, no idea if I'm saying that right, but it basically adds thickness. The recipe usually calls for potato starch, and I don't have any, so I'm gonna try using arrowroot starch instead, which is a similar ingredient, but honestly, I've never tried it before, so I'm hoping it works the same. We are gonna use just a little sugar, which do not worry about this sugar. The microbes actually consume it, and there's really none left after the fermentation process is over. Since coconut milk tends to separate just a bit, I actually make this one in the blender. We just wanna make sure that all of our ingredients blend up super, super smooth before we add it to our yogurt maker. I have some of the whey, which is the liquid part from our previous batch, which has all the probiotics in it. I'm gonna use those as my probiotic in this next batch. If you don't have it, don't worry. You can use the probiotic capsule just like we did with our original Reuteri yogurt. And then we are going to pour it into these cute little yogurt containers that came with my yogurt maker. And we are going to set both of them to 100 degrees for 36 hours, and then we wait. Okay, time is up. These yogurts have been cooking for 36 hours, and I am so excited to open them up and see how it turned out. It's the moment of truth. I'm always a little worried that they won't set up as thick as I am hoping. So let's go check on our classic yogurt first. So as you can see, there's a little bit of liquid on the top of our yogurt. That's the whey, and that's actually really valuable because it has so many of the good probiotics in it. What I do is I keep a mason jar in my fridge, and I pour the whey from each of my yogurts into that jar, and then I just keep it there because this is going to be my probiotic starter that I'm going to use on my next batch of yogurt. So then we're left with the delicious thickness of our yogurt. Let's give this batch a try. Honestly, this yogurt tastes different than what you can buy at the store. It has a really delicious tart flavor. I personally don't think it needs any sweetener or anything like that at all, but you can always add a little honey or some vanilla to it if you want to flavor it. I just love it on its own. Let's go try our coconut yogurt. I'm really hoping that arrowroot starch that I used worked because otherwise it might be too watery. Each batch is a little science experiment, which is kind of fun. So our coconut yogurt, as you can see, it has this almost kind of foamy or fluffy consistency that I really love. It makes it really light and airy. And you can see all of those air bubbles that were formed by the live probiotics. This is a really good sign. This is so good. The coconut milk is so rich and it just gives it this natural sweetness. I could seriously eat this for dessert. And now I am fully stocked for the week. I've been eating about a half cup of this yogurt every single day, and here are a few of the things that I've noticed. 1, better digestion. 2, I have more energy. And honestly, that comes from just having a healthier gut combined with all of the great protein that's found in this yogurt. I also have better mental clarity. I know this sounds a little crazy, but it has been proven that the brain-gut connection is very, very real. And a major side benefit to healing your gut often is a better mood, less brain fog, and just more clarity in your thinking. Now, you guys know I do not eat boring meals, so I am not just eating this plain yogurt every day. I am using it in all kinds of delicious, sweet, and savory recipes. And that is my Reuteri yogurt. Honestly, I feel like you can barely even call this a yogurt because it's really more like a gut healing tool. It's so, so powerful, but I'm grateful that it's also really delicious too. Drop a comment and let me know if you have any questions about this yogurt, how to make it, how to incorporate it into your diet. And I'd love to know if you give it a try. I'd love to hear your experience with this yogurt and if there are any other things you've been doing that have had major gut health benefits for you. I am always looking for things to add to my own gut healing toolbox. So I will see you guys next time.